his team takes that, sure. But that's just not how we've all watched plenty of NFL seasons to know. We'll laugh. We can play this conversation back. I'm not even saying it's Denver and the Raiders, but in general,
I'm not saying it's no one. I'm saying it's not those two teams.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't. Again, I'm not telling you the Broncos or Raiders are going to be good. I'm just laughing at the notion though, like that. Okay, I mean, because if we just base it off of history, then this we can go and talk what Bob says every year, and they're going to go 17-0. Cody, I mean, that's not how this works.
No, that's not the conversation. Like what I'm telling you is. I understand. Everything you're saying is right. The NFL will have a surprise team. Someone will jump up and, we don't know who it's going to be. There are unpredictable goods. Maybe the Jags will be a 13-win team this year and surprise us. I'm not even saying that's not plausible. I'm not saying they can't lose to the Lions or the Jags or that the Bears are 4 games better. There are a lot of teams that I think could surprise you, both good and bad. We've talked about that. But 2 teams who are not going to surprise you are the Denver Broncos. They don't have enough talent. They are, maybe better coached. Maybe the Broncos are a 7-win team because Sean Payton is a good NFL head coach. But these are not the surprise teams.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're the surprise teams. I'm just saying we can't just base every team off of what they did last year. That's all I'm saying.
Just those 2.
Okay.
And it's not off of last year. It's years worth of poor management of roster and talent.
I get it, but what happened in 2016 has zero bearing on. This is like we want to talk about from a betting perspective. If you base your betting just based off of something that happened 5 years ago, you're going to lose your ass.
I'm definitely not talking about betting.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, we're talking about who's winning games. I mean, that's literally predicting what's going to happen. You're making it sound like that I am telling you the Broncos are going to be a 12-win football team next year. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying if we're going to talk about schedules and just say, well, they've sucked for 5 years. They've sucked for 5 years. They're crappy for the last 2 years. Well, that's just not. It's not going to be a fun. I guess that's not what the NFL even is. I guess what I'm arguing. I mean, if that's the case. What's more likely that happens, or we just know like the Lions could come in Arrowhead. Andy Reid hasn't lost since 2014 in Week 1. The Lions could come in Arrowhead Week 1 and shock the world and win. Right? We know the conversation. People will be freaking out about the Chiefs. The Lions will be going to the Super Bowl. We know that's not true either. Crazy stuff happens on a weekly basis is what makes the league great.
Sure, and there's no doubt about that. I'm just like, whenever we do, and I know come training camp we'll have this conversation. Who's the team every year, right? Somebody goes from worst in their division to first. Who's that team? Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
What's the logical contender? And plenty of people will choose team like the Texans just because they're in a bad division and they have a brand new quarterback and they have a brand new coach who seems like he is more qualified to be a coach than each of the last 4 they've hired. So cool. That will be, but it's just the Chiefs are going to hold certain organizations down. It would be like going into every year, like the way I view this matchup. And I'm not saying, again, I think they could lose. Circumstances, that would be not a good way to bet. If you had bet the Chiefs money line on a 8-year parlay against the division, or like what you just bet every single game $1,000 for 8 consecutive years on the money line, you'd be a millionaire at this point because the Chiefs win such a disproportionately high number of their division games compared to what other teams do. I mean, anytime we go through the schedule, and look, that is weird. It is still very weird that they're facing those teams 3 times in a row. But then at the end of the season is still the thing that stands out to me because all the times they faced the Bengals and the Bills in the early part of the season, now they're going to be facing those teams with just a few weeks remaining before the NFL postseason, where they might very well see them again. It's the end of the season that I don't particularly love, but a lot of it depends on what happens in the lead up to that.
Yeah, we talked about that Christmas or New Year's Eve game with the Cincinnati. Yeah, that not only implications, but it would be a bummer if all of a sudden, since he was coming to Arrowhead on the 31st and then January 15th or something like that, they were coming back to Arrowhead that quickly, and the Chiefs were the 2 seeded. I guess that it would take the Cincinnati Bengals not winning the division, but you still get the point.
It could also be about a month after they face the Bills. It wouldn't even be that much of a separation between their play. It'd be about that time they faced Cincinnati, right, in that postseason.
Is it just because Cincy's leapfrog Bills, that just will answer? Because it's normally like, wow, when are they playing the Bills? There'd be a lot more noise around the Chiefs-Bills game, even around the schedule release, but it doesn't feel that way because I think they've been surpassed. Like, they're not the Chiefs' biggest problem.
Cincinnati's their biggest rival.
It's Cincinnati. Like, Buffalo, December 10th, still a big game, no doubt. And the Buffalo Bills in the regular season have come to Arrowhead and won. But when it actually matters most, the Bills have underachieved.
Consistently. They played in the one AFC title game so far. I mean, they've still made it to an AFC title game. That's more than most teams do. But Josh Allen, who said it yesterday, whenever interview he was doing, he's like, well, he's got 2 rings and the rest of us have none. So probably till something else happens, we just have to say he's won. And you're like, yeah, that's right. Correct. No other active quarterback in the NFL right now has more than 1 ring other than Patrick Mahomes. And many, like there are only a handful that have 1. And some of them are so long ago, like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't even seem like it happened in this millennium.
All right, coming up next, though, the rest of the schedule in the NFL, some teams that are in big-time trouble based on how the schedule is laying out and maybe the franchise and fan base that thinks they got screwed the most. That's next.
Cody and Gold.
Gold, I want a new weekly segment for you called The Steam Room.
But you got to do it shirtless.
That's Cody's request.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Join me this Saturday at Midwest Marine Boat Company, where they're celebrating a brand new location now open in Grandview, Missouri. That's this Saturday, May 13th from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. They're having a huge sale after receiving 6 truckloads of new Bennington pontoon boats. Never before seen deals as low as $29,995 for a Bennington pontoon boat. How about the first 10 customers will get an additional $2,000 off and financing as low as $225 per month. It's at the all-new Midwest Marine Boat Company location in Grandview.
Now, your Live Nation lineup.
Don't miss these upcoming shows. The Doobie Brothers, Wednesday, June 14th at Starlight Theater. Tears for Fears, Friday, July 14th at Starlight Theater. Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, Saturday, August 19th. And Aerosmith, Thursday, November 16th at T-Mobile Center.
For tickets and info, hit up livenation.com.
Look, the first inning is unpredictable, but you can place a no-run first inning wager with confidence at BetMGM. Make a no-run first inning prop bet on any Friday MLB game. And if a run is still scored in the first, you'll get your stake back in.
Even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to accurately determine eligibility. Innovation Refunds has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google, and your business might be entitled to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Businesses of all types can qualify, including medical, professional, construction, even nonprofits. Please don't miss out on this. Even your doctor would tell you to get an expert second opinion, and we do a lot of work for doctors. Download the Innovation Refunds app now or go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of $26,000 per employee. Getrefunds.com. Getrefunds.com.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, horizons. Need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Is your check engine light on? Let our professional parts people scan and diagnose the problem for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Get top deals on everything you need to freshen up your yard, like the Cobalt 24-volt string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit, only at Lowe's. Was $199, now just $149. Plus, get your lawn in shape with up to $15 off select seed lawn repair mixes. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Scott's offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Guys, fellas, men, do you want a better sex life? Roman has genuine medication that helps you achieve and maintain what you need to perform. Roman has discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed. Roman has testosterone testing and treatment. Treating low testosterone can help revive sex drive. So, men, what are you waiting for? For a better sex life, go to ro.co/bettersex. Do it today and get 20% off. That's ro.co/bettersex.
Baseball is back. The free coverage for the team you love. Live stream your favorite sports radio station or jump back and listen to the best segments on demand.
Don't forget we talk to the manager every Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Don't listen to some guy from the other side of the country tell you about your team. Live conversations for your local team. No matter where you are, your season, your Odyssey. Get in the game and download the free Odyssey app today.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
This hour of Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Supplement Superstores with 8 metro locations.
Hey guys, this is Nick. I've dropped 7 pounds of fat in the last 2 months thanks to 213 Flashpoint. Getting into better shape is hard. Make it a little easier with 213 Flashpoint. Out at any of the 8 Supplement Superstore locations in the KC metro area.
I'm for sure you're going to play this yesterday.
After yesterday's conversation about the lady accidentally getting on the wrong plane, it really wasn't even her fault. Ended up heading to Jamaica. It was supposed to go to Jacksonville. So hopefully Chiefs fans end up in Jacksonville, not Jamaica.
Are you guys
to go down there?
Are you guys fans of the Beach Boys?
Yeah. What's not to like?
No issue with them, yeah.
Great summer was music.
Their catalog
Maybe the best.
is so extensive.
Are there people who are like, no, screw the Beach Boys? Death metal was like the only music you listen to for this to be.
I didn't think there was anybody that say 90s music was horrific, but we met them. We do a show with them every day.
Uh-huh.
So, that's you. So, I mean, I would say, yes, Cody, there's somebody out there. There's somebody out there that doesn't like the Beach Boys. I don't know who. 913-586-7610. Pete Sweeney of Arrowhead going to join us coming up at 11 o'clock. We'll talk some more schedule. Of course, we'll talk schedule throughout the entire show, the NFL schedule out. Away from the Chiefs, we can look at the AFC and the contender in Cincy in particular and how their schedule fares out. I do think there is one team, if you're wondering like a fan base that could actually be upset and have a gripe this morning, you might think your team's getting screwed, but there's one team that I actually think
by this because there are going to be teams. The Giants also happen to have, based on Vegas win totals, one of the toughest schedules in the entire NFL, Gold. So there might not have been a saving grace for them anyway. I thought the Chargers' schedule is really tough, especially considering the middle portion of their schedule in which they're going to have to take on, I feel like, pretty much the meat of their schedule. They got to go to the Chiefs, then they have to, 2 weeks later, play the Jets on Monday night, and then on a short week, take on Detroit. Then Green Bay is a mixed bag, but it's on the road, and then Baltimore. I'm like, that stretch is better than any stretch Kansas City's playing during this time. But I would say, like, if you go through and you look and you really try to decide if there's anybody who got it worse than the Giants, no way. There's no way. I thought the team who got the easiest, by the way, is Miami. Borderline felt like the league was trying to set up making sure Miami got a favorable schedule. That was a good team last year.
Could you imagine
fantastic
this morning if the Chiefs would have somehow had 7 of their first 10 on the road? Could you imagine? Everybody was saying, they're true. The Chiefs, they can't stop them from winning. Now they're going to screw them up. Like, that would have been.
But we know that they're not trying to do that with the Giants. They were the lovable underdog last year.
I agree. And the Giants do have 5 primetime games. 4 are in the first 6 games. So maybe a Giants team, if you're wondering, are they going to take a step back? Get them on the primetime early because maybe they won't be that good by week 14.
We want you in primetime. No.
Yeah. We're getting 2 games on Monday night, though. That's the first time. That's the second time in 4 years. The last time was in 2020.
I will
it's
say
only the second time in the history of football that the Giants have had 2 home games on Monday night.
I was a little surprised that 2 of the top 4 picks at quarterback got no primetime games. The Texans stink, but they just draft C.J. Stroud number 2 overall, and the Colts have been in not contention, but not a bad NFL team, and they just took a quarterback number 4 overall. Was it a single primetime game late in the season? I get it, but just go. I mean, with C.J. Stroud, literally any part of the season.
Well, I was saying, unless they're going to put him early in this season, watch week 12 when the Carolina Panthers still only have 4 wins.
Probably, if you take the Colts early in the season, is Anthony Richardson the starter? Stroud is, but Anthony Richardson might not be. You do later in the season, at least if you get week 8 or 9 gold, he'll be started by then, and the intrigue is he's a freak athlete. Maybe he's entertaining to watch. Look, I don't want to watch either. The Cardinals are one of the other teams who didn't get a single one, and they are not favored in a single game so far this season. Not one? We're not taking a week 13 game when they might have Kyler
Your
back.
favorite guy, Colt McCoy's the quarterback, man.
You know what? The league is correctly identifying Colt McCoy's talent, I guess, and saying he is worse than anyone he will face this entire season. Is that what you're saying? Are you on my side now on Colt McCoy?
Well, in the NFL, Colt McCoy, yes. The college slander's not fair.
Oh.
NFL, Colt McCoy is more than fair.
You're saying I need to properly respect his collegiate career.
Absolutely.
But I can dump on him in the...
No, it's just he's had a long NFL career as he's a backup, though. And he's going to be starting because Kyler Murray's hurt. We know that. And yeah, the Cardinals are going to be terrible.
By the way, as far as schedules go, I have decided that the NFL schedule release, I enjoy the videos more than Super Bowl commercials by now. Not interested. Super Bowl commercials, whatever. I know that used to be a big thing we talk about. Now the Chiefs play for Super Bowls, and the commercial quality feels like it's gone down. The social media game for a number of these teams is absolutely amazing. First, the Chargers one. Let's just admit, that's the winner. That's the best one. It has 700 different Easter eggs in every video, whether it be putting a gambling reminder on the Lions one or using Chiefsaholic in not one, but both of the anime graphics for the Chiefs or the or I don't care, the having Singer's advertisement on the Jets game. It doesn't matter. They're all fantastic. That one was great. The Titans one was fantastic. I thought the Browns one was good. I just like the idea that this is turned into the social media perfection for
talking about, because I do think this is one of those things that is very much, if you are not on Twitter, you don't know what the hell we're talking about right now. Because I'm with you. They're awesome. They're hilarious. We're going to play a cut or two of them. And so everybody, that was kind of the talk of Twitter last night. Let's remember that is still such a small fraction of people. There's a large chunk of people that have zero clue what the hell we're talking about.
If you're not on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, you wouldn't know.
If you're not on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, come on, grow up. It's 2023.
So that, there's something like that. Some just hearing you say or us say, Titans video. Like, what Titans video we're talking about? Well, they had fans, people on Broadway in Nashville, and they sat there for 5 hours, according to the social media team for the Titans, and they asked people to identify these teams were. They obviously were the teams they're going to play on their schedule, and the results
based on their logo.
So they showed the logo, for example, of the Chargers, and this was the response. Lightning McQueen.
The music's important. It really makes the video.
And so
ones of the entire stretch, because I absolutely do love these. And that one had me in tears. The Titans one and the Chargers one. I'll go back and rewatch those multiple
Yeah, the Chiefs don't have one. Isn't like you're not going to go back and watch that.
It's very good, but it's just like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to be like, I need to see it a second time.
To me,
break it all down.
The Titans schedule release was the best of the bunch. The Chargers was very, very good as well, but the Titans one was fantastic because you were seeing the natural reaction from people. There was
Did you just go through and watch all different teams?
Hell no. Hell no. I didn't go through and watch every team's schedule release video. No way.
Are you ready to say?
I watch most.
Are you ready to say that the Chiefs need to step it up?
I am. I love the department over there. I think there's a lot of really great people. I think I'm you know who I'm going to blame on this? Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid doesn't like to take unnecessary shots at teams, and that's where the meat is. That's where the win is.
The social team for the Chiefs has like these great ideas, but then Andy Reid steps in because, time in his day when he is scheming and scouting players and coming up with new plays, he sends into the social department's office and says, "Hey guys, I need you to kind of pull it back a little bit. I'm very online, as we know, very online person. He's all over social media, and he says, I don't want that.
He doesn't like to create headlines for people.
Andy doesn't read headlines.
I also think when you are teams like the Chargers and the Titans, when you don't exactly just have the success on the field, it just speaks for your own organization. On its own, you have to try harder.
I think these two things are unrelated.
I think that's what's going as well.
I think these are unrelated, and people keep trying to equate to like, oh, I'll take the Super Bowls. Those are unrelated things.
No, but
I'm talking about kick-ass social media versus, and I'm not talking about the on-field. No one says I'll trade Super Bowls for a cool social media video.
No, but also it's like you're asking why do some teams, I would argue that it's probably there's some organization companies that have to market more effectively than others. Some don't have to market and spend as much money marketing than others because they already have the success and product that
Apple
already
has success and they market.
And
so you can do both.
Kind of flies in the face of what you just said.
No, we're talking about this. That's one example.
I mean, I would argue most of the most successful businesses in the world
market
also
aggressively.
Have huge marketing budgets and are really good.
I don't think Chiefs aren't spending money on marketing. I'm just telling you that. Do you?
No,
have
we're saying
to
they're
try
not
harder
as good at it.
No, I didn't say the Chiefs aren't good at marketing.
No, I think
Cody said that.
oftentimes
Cody said the Chiefs' marketing is not good.
No,
that's
not
what
marketing. Social
that's what
media.
Cody said.
I said I think they're being stymied by Andy Reid. It's very different.
I don't think Andy Reid's involved in the social media strategy plan.
Andy Reid's involved in everything.
I don't think they sat down and said, "Andy, what's your social media strategy for 2023?"
Andy, real quick, we have a couple videos we'd like you to look at.
We got a couple of
need a thumbs or a thumbs down.
No, I think they know.
You can be good at both. Is all I'm saying.
Yes.
You can be good at doing this and be good on the field.
But also, like I like the notion how like the Chiefs should do better. Like I don't think it really matters for them. That's all I'm saying.
I think it matters.
The schedule release video where like
I'm not talking
about like 7% are actually on Twitter.
It's not on Twitter. It's on Instagram too,
and TikTok.
That I understand.
And when
there's a majority of people that aren't still on those.
I mean, majority of people are on some form of social media.
I just don't think it's as we get in a bubble sometimes. We're all guilty of it on Twitter. And
I'm not guilty.
And we assume that everybody saw the exact same reaction because the people they follow on Twitter had the same reaction.
90% of the U.S. population is on social media.
Oh.
90. So, I mean, I would assume that a good chunk of people saw something.
Dustin pointed this out last night on his show as well. Like, everybody tweeted the exact same thing, the exact same videos last night.
Okay.
Right. So we're assuming that that's just automatically the reaction. I don't know why that. But
no, I was just like, whoa, you mean the reaction from everyone?
Like you quote, I did it too. I'm throwing myself in the bunch too. I'm not saying no need to think I'm targeting you.
No, I don't feel that way.
I'm saying that you quote tweeted the Chargers video. I did as well, and we were all basically having the exact reaction. So we assume that that's everybody's reaction. I'm just saying that's not always representative of the entire population. That's all.
Oh, I'm sure there's people who hate it, or maybe it does motivate some teams. But I seriously doubt that. Like, you can take shots on social media, you can take risks in these things, and it's not like there's no.
Communications major from Northwest.
Oh, the videos are great. I don't think it's the end-all be-all. Like we're judging everything just based off of what they do
think
for
it's
a
the end-all
schedule
be-all.
release.
I think it's more important than what happens on the field.
I think from a social media perspective, it is the most important day of every NFL social media team's year.
Cody is putting the Chiefs social media department
if we don't
on the hot
watch those
seat.
videos, how am I ever going to know what the Chiefs' schedule is?
No, it's not the schedule thing. This is the single most important day for the entire social media team of every NFL team now. It just is. Just like for the football team, it's the Super Bowl.
I still think this goes back to what I was saying about the social media element. I think it is for those of us in sports where we're on Twitter probably way more than we should be.
Don't forget about Instagram.
And social
TikTok,
media
and
in
TikTok,
general.
and
Because like
Facebook.
that number you throw out of the people who are on, I don't think 90% of the people are checking their social media every single day.
That's probably accurate. Look, I'm sure the people on Facebook will love the Titans video when they see it in a month, but they'll still eventually see it. So they're never gonna see it. We understand the hierarchy of how fast you see stuff, right? That if you're not on TikTok and you see something on Twitter, it was on TikTok like a month ago, and it means it was on Instagram like 3 weeks ago. Like, Twitter is the third for the order of how you see stuff. I assume. Seems about right. Facebook's last. Mastodons, I guess.
Yeah, Parler's up. For one of you guys, Parler's the first place you guys see everything because you're on it so much. I won't say which
That's
one.
Exactly right.
It's the last social media to get it.
Yeah, Twitter's the last place on earth, the only place on earth really anymore where free speech is allowed. So,
let's get to Nick's notes.
Gotta write something down.
Nick's notable notes.
Just chew on that for a little bit, guys. Today is a historic day.
Oh yeah,
May 12th, 2014. 9 years ago today, we all witnessed one of the most off-the-rails, absurd television interviews, certainly of my lifetime.
Didn't we do this last year?
Yeah, because last year it was the 8-year anniversary. It is now the 9-year anniversary. I can't wait for next year when it's the 10-year anniversary. We'll do a big blowout for that one. But yes, I am talking about Anderson Cooper's interview with then Clipper owner Donald Sterling. Now, previously, Donald Sterling, well, at many points in his life was in a scandal, but this one was birthed from a Barbara Walters interview with his then personal assistant / lover, V. Stiviano.
Do you think you'll remember? Like you'll have like memory loss. You'll be like 90 years old living in a home, and you'll still remember V. Stiviano.
I will not only
that may be ingrained in your brain.
I will not only remember her. I will remember her for the clip, because what happened was V. Stiviano had prior she had recorded the secret recordings of Donald Sterling saying very offensive things, racist things, because V. Stiviano had posted a picture to her Twitter account with Magic Johnson. Donald Sterling did not like that. He questioned her for posting pictures on her Twitter account with minorities. He said, "Why would you do that? That makes me upset." V. Stiviano herself is a minority. She was half, I believe, half Latino or half black. So that was a little bit confusing. But then Donald Sterling, as most celebrities, most powerful people would do, claim, I got to go and make things right. So he sat down in an interview with Anderson Cooper to try and repair his image publicly. And in the process of that, this is what Donald Sterling said.
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big match, what's he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS.
All right, so by the way...
Why would he say that?
Why would he say that? Also, Magic Johnson didn't have AIDS. He had HIV, which we don't need to get into, the full process of that. But then, of course, as we know, Donald Sterling was forced to sell the team by Adam Silver, which, by the way, Adam Silver had just taken over as NBA commissioner. Talk about a slam dunk way to start your tenure as commissioner. Just take this old racist dude who everybody hates and make him sell the team. Everyone's like, wow, this guy, no nonsense.
Made him likable right away. Really did, though.
And then they got Palmer, and they're acting crazy on the sideline and
think
stuff.
about who he took over for, because Dave Stern was not a popular commissioner. So in comes this new guy, and they say, there we go, fresh blood. And really since then, Adam Silver has avoided a lot
He's the most liked commissioner in sports. It's not close. I mean, you compare him to Beckman and obviously Manfred and Goodell. It's not. I mean, he is most liked. He's right, and that's what it comes down to.
Guys, a special announcement to make.
Okay.
And this involves everybody. The age of pleasure is here.
Excuse me?
The age of pleasure?
The age of pleasure, guys. It will be here. It will be here.
Is that a TV
June
show,
9th.
a movie?
June 9th. Mark your calendars. That is the release of
an album.
Janelle Monáe's album. Do you guys know who Janelle Monáe is?
I did, but
a Kansas City actress.
I did not know she was from Kansas City.
She does all sorts of things.
KCK, I think maybe?
Yeah, KCK product. I mean, she acts, she sings, she dances. She's done a ton of stuff. Most recently, she was in the new Knives Out movie, Glass Onion, on Netflix. Well, she's got a new album out, and she is bringing sexy back, guys. This album, at least based off the music videos that she has put on Twitter, is all about sex.
The whole album, or just this song?
I mean, it's a lot of scantily clad women shaking their
ass here?
shaking their rumps.
Is she singing to or at?
I don't know if she's singing to the butt, if she's singing at the ass.
I mean, her face to face with it for sure.
She's certainly singing near the ass.
It's 27-second video that she put out, and it starts with her licking and maybe singing.
Now she did say.
Okay.
I don't know what word I can use for this.
Remember, we don't kink shame on this show, so think about whatever you're going to say next.
Well, she tweeted yesterday. I don't know. Can I say this? Other word for breasts?
That tweet, not the tweet that you cannot read the exact tweet.
I can't say that, but I can say breasts. I can say boob. I can say. Can I say milkers?
I would prefer you didn't.
She says milkers out for the next 15 years.
Ugh. Why would, of all the different ones you could choose, why that one?
So what do you guys think about that for the next, from now until 2028, boobs out.
Why only 15 years? Why is she putting a cap on it?
She put a cap on it. But, I mean, 15 years is a long time. When was the last time that boobs were out?
Woodstock? The 70s? Free love?
That was 69.
By the way,
60s?
808,000 people have viewed the quick little 30-second teaser video that she put out.
The other video has 5 million views that she put out.
This is just the one on. This is just like the actual
views. Is that
views.
the full video?
Only on Twitter for 30 seconds. Twitter for 30 seconds. That's
so Janelle Monáe, and this is what I love. Kansas City's own is bringing boobs back. Like Kansas City is bringing boobs
I really didn't know they went
back.
Away. I wasn't sure they went away, Nick.
I wasn't either, but Janelle Monáe is more famous than all three of us combined, and if she says they're back, I am to take her at her word. So I just wanted to give a special shout-out to a Kansas City product for
it's worth a follow.
doing something good with her platform.
Worth a follow on Twitter, for sure.
Absolutely.
Those are Nick's notable notes. We'll talk to Pete Sweeney about the Chiefs' schedule and now maybe about that as well. Next.
You're listening to Cody and Gold, brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANasphalt.com. Subscribe and download all new episodes of Nick's Week in the Week podcast, released every Thursday on the 435 Podcast Network and the Odyssey app.
It's been exactly 2 years now since I made a phone call and therefore made a decision to change routine, to change how I see on a daily basis. That call was to my friends at Dury Vision. I've been telling you about them for the last 2 years and why I chose Dury Vision for my LASIK procedure. It's because, well, they're the most trusted in Kansas City, over 65,000 vision correction procedures. I called them for my free consultation. I went in, they took all these images of my eyes, they laid out a plan exactly what they could do for me and where my vision could head in the future. And a few days later, I went in for a quick procedure. The very next day, I was right back to work and driving, and now you would have thought I've never had contacts or glasses. I just wake up, it's just normal. I almost forget sometimes that I even had LASIK from Dury Vision. And they're making the consultation easier than ever. You don't even have to go in the office now. What if I told you that? It's reality. You can actually just call Dury Vision and schedule a consultation to be conducted virtually over Zoom. 913-491-3330 is the phone number. You can also go online to duryvision.com and tell them Gold from 610 sent you.
Buy houses for cash. If you own a property in the surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, grab a pencil. I'm going to give you a very important phone number in 40 seconds. I'm a private real estate investor. I live right here in KC, and I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at KC Real Estate Buyers, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind-in-payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to rexbuyskc.com. That's rexbuyskc.com. And I look forward to working with you.
In Kansas City, we love the spring weather and baseball. So grab your seat to watch the Storms roll in. We've got thunder.
A Salvador Perez grand slam.
We've got lightning.
Unbelievable.
We've even got baseball-sized, well, baseballs. In Kansas City, we can feel it. Spring season is baseball season. So grab your seat at the K and cheer on your Kansas City Royals. Welcome to the city.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a late-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Have you noticed that most ice creams now come in smaller cartons? Not Bluebell. We're still making a full half gallon and a full pint of tasty goodness. Bluebell wouldn't have it any other way.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your favorite grocer. If you can't find it, please ask for it.
Hello, I'm Greg Figueroa. And I'm David Figueroa. Over 30 years ago, my brother Greg and I set out on a mission to offer the world a better hot sauce. That's right, David. We made Melinda's thicker, hotter, and better than ordinary hot sauces.
And now we have 32 exciting and delicious sauces that hot sauce fans are obsessed with, like our ghost pepper sauce, our Thai sweet chili, and our best-selling black truffle hot sauce.
Melinda's also has 5 spicy ketchups made with real sugar and no added junk like high fructose corn syrup. People ask David and I, why Melinda's so good? We think like chefs do. Instead of burning someone with hot peppers and vinegar, we use fresh plant-based ingredients and the finest chili peppers, perfectly blended to set your mouth on flavor. Melinda's is proud to be the official hot sauce of the AT&T Byron Nelson. We make 32 craft pepper sauces that are thicker, hotter, and better. Find them in a grocery store near you at melindas.com. That's melindas.com. melindas.com.
It's Macy's Mother's Day sale. Take an extra 25% off great gifts for every mom with your coupon or Macy's card, like dresses, shoes, and more. Love 25 to 40% off, or shop specials like 55 to 65% off robes, towels, and more best and fragrance gift sets from her favorite brands like Carolina Herrera, Estee Lauder, and more. Give love, give style, now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You're listening to Sports Radio from the Max Motor Studios.
Hey, it's Royals first baseman Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to 610 Sports Radio.
Case Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, 11 o'clock hour here today. We'll be joined by Pete Sweeney a little bit later here. Push back a couple of minutes.
He had to watch Janelle video 2-3 times before he came on.
He told Nick that there's some Chiefs-related stuff he's got to work on. My guess is after Nick's comments, he's now, digging a little bit deeper, doing some research, checking out Twitter a little bit, making sure that he's up to snuff on exactly what video. What was it? What was the name of the
Season
the
of
album?
Pleasure?
A Pleasure Day, or what was it?
Well, The Age of Pleasure is the name of the album.
That's right.
But I think the name of the song is Lipstick Lover.
Okay.
Nick, how are you celebrating the age of pleasure?
I'm gonna stop by the grocery store, get a gallon of milk, go home, I'm gonna draw the blinds, maybe light some candles, play some music.
So we'll talk to Pete and get his thoughts on that. Let him do some more research. Coming up in a little bit, we'll talk more schedule with him. There's one thing that is clear about the NFL, and they're just taking over every single holiday, aren't they? 3 games on Thanksgiving. That's been standard for the last couple of years, certainly Thanksgiving in general, but then that night game, the Chiefs were the first Thanksgiving night game, if you guys remember. It's probably been, 10, 15 years now at this point.
Been a long time.
Something like that. We got the game for the first time on Black Friday now, which is essentially a national holiday.
Nobody works.
Full slate on Christmas Eve. And even though Christmas Day is not on a Sunday this year, it's on a Monday. They still said, you know what? Triple header it is. And of course, the Chiefs are part of that triple header with the Raiders game. And then there's a game on New Year's with the Chiefs, as we know, going up against Cincinnati. I mean, the NFL is just taking over. Normally, Christmas Day was always the NBA's thing, right? You just knew there's NBA hoops on, and there still is. Now the NFL basically is giving a middle finger to everybody and saying, we really don't care what traditions might exist. We're taking over. NFL is king. We're going to find new revenue options. We got great podcasting and streaming now. We're just going to keep giving them more opportunities to air our games, and we're going to keep cashing checks.
This is bullying. What they're doing. Look, they're the biggest, baddest thing on the street, and they are taking advantage of it. They are essentially walking up to all these leagues and be like, oh, NBA, I know you do this, like, you guys have been working on all of this branding for Christmas Day games for all these years. Tough. Because I'll tell you right now, Chris lands on a Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
How many names
the NFL is going to do? Well, I'm trying to decide if there was a day that they're not going to do.
Can you name
anything
all 7
but
days?
Tuesday or Wednesday. There you go. And even then, I would entertain the idea that maybe they would go that route as well. They're doing this to bully these teams. I'm borderline trying to think they're going to schedule a preseason game on the 4th eye, the one Major League Baseball is going to schedule up against the playoffs. They're going after every single day that these other leagues they're going to take college football on Saturday. Because that was the whole thing we talked about, this antitrust stuff. They're like, oh, if they start playing games on Saturdays, they'll take your antitrust. Like, they don't care. The antitrust doesn't protect them at the moment. It protects all the who don't have to deal with the NFL in the days they like to play games.
I mean, let me be honest. As a fan, I've told you, I certainly don't have an issue. You're telling me that around New Year's Eve, I get football, NFL football. The next day on New Year's Day, I get college football semifinals. It's a hell of a stretch for me. I'm good with that. You're telling me that Christmas weekend, a lot of people are off for work anyway, that on Christmas Eve, you got your normal Sunday slate of games, and then on Christmas Day, there's NFL games. Overall, I don't have much of an issue with it. I've told you I prefer the Chiefs don't have home games on some more selfish reasons. But in general, NFL games on a Black Friday, even in an afternoon where you and I have talked about this before, it's like, well,
not doing much anyway.
Somebody used to go out and do a ton of shopping, and people do, but now online shopping's more popular than you sometimes don't even have to.
By the way,
Amazon,
beautiful.
Genius.
Amazon.
Genius.
It's very smart. They're like, stay in, shop, watch our football product as well.
Yeah. So I in general, have no problem with more football. I think at some point, if you're a player, though, and get into the player safety element, that's a valid concern, and that's who should have the biggest
NFL,
right.
But here's the thing. The NFL doesn't care about that. And the players could have fought for real things in the last collective bargaining agreement, similar to like the baseball players, but seemingly these leagues still make this one big mistake, Golden, which is they get hung up on some of the dumb stuff that you ask for. You and I have gone through, like, even just our own workplace negotiations. You don't ask for, like, the chef before you ask for, hey, I don't want to play games. You can't just be scheduling games on Christmas, 3 games on Christmas, when normally there'd be 1. What the hell? We didn't all agree to play on Christmas Day. This sucks. You could put in your language that if it's a holiday game, it is still just the amount of Monday Night Football.
Right.
Stop trying to eat up the entire day. But you're right. From a fan perspective, it just depends. Like, look, I'd prefer the Chiefs weren't on there. They could just be in the background while the kids are opening their toys or playing with their gifts or whatever stuff, right? It's way easy. But the NFL is going to take advantage of all these days that they can. And they will be the biggest thing to watch on any of those days. You're more likely to watch. I don't care if the game's bad. I don't remember the other Monday Night Football games are on Christmas, or the Monday night games are on Christmas, but it doesn't matter what they are. If it's Texans Panthers, you are more likely to watch that. Most Americans are more likely to watch that than Lakers Heat.
Well, yeah, the games are going to get crushed ratings-wise. By the way, the other games, we know about Thanksgiving and all that, but Christmas Day, you have a couple of divisions, looks like, going on for that as well. So you have, let's see, Chiefs, Raiders, Giants, Eagles, which is going to have massive ratings, and then Baltimore potentially could anyway. There's a chance both teams are actually really intriguing this year, depending on what they could be. Those are your Christmas Day games, and that Baltimore-San Francisco was on ABC at like 7 o'clock at night. And so at that time, most of your stuff for the day is probably already done, and you're unwinding a little bit.
Yeah, normally but you're also spent. Like, if you're a person who has to do any amount of, like, holiday travel at all, Gold, you used to have to go out of town, right? I mean, you got to get in town, see friends. If you're in that boat, or if you're in like for Christmas, it used to be. I think we've like changed our schedule around. So like I might see my family a couple days after Christmas, or we might see my wife's family the day before. But we used to go 4 different places. 4 on Christmas Day. Families in the morning, and the dads, and then my moms, and then we'd end up with my grandparents in the afternoon. And with kids, there's always stuff. Like, those days do make it kind of hard, but they don't care because they just know it'll be on. There's something in the background to put on. So instead of a Christmas Story, you'll put on the Chiefs game. That's it. And look, I think the Christmas Story's overrated anyway, for what it's worth. But, you know, the NFL over the way. Should I have said that? Is it too early to get into the which Christmas movie's overrated?
Yeah, it's May 12th, probably a little early for that. But, I mean, obviously, I will watch those games on Christmas Day. Absolutely.
But that's also probably because, like, here's the thing. There are certain families who'd be like, we're not putting the football game on, we're doing Christmas. I don't think your family's that way, and certainly mine isn't either. But I do think that does exist across the board. But it doesn't matter. They're just being bullies. It's plain and simple. They are walking up to you. They are taking your lunch money, and they don't care what the rest of these leagues are going to do. They're going to be every holiday for the foreseeable future. Just wait. They're not on Labor Day yet, Gold. Yet. But as soon as they want to go to an 18th game, I don't think they're going to push the season back a week. They're probably going to come up a week, which means they're going to even more regular season.
You think, though?
Steal that holiday. Well, fine, they go later than they
I think
cut
they'll
into
just push everything back, because then if you're able to push it back, what gets fun about
what are they
that
going to
is
do? Cut into March Madness?
Well, no,
cut into conference tournaments?
If you're adding one more week, you push it back. Where we get into the scenario where everybody's always said that we should have the day after the holiday anyway. They push it back a week. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that bumps right into President's Day anyway. So technically, you're getting the Monday after the Super Bowl off if you're someone that is fortunate to have that day off.
Why? You know, I got to be honest. At this point, as popular as this sport is, I'm not so sure you shouldn't just make the day after the Super Bowl a federal holiday. Seems like it'd be easier. Rather than, I know you and I can't call in sick, Gold. That's not really how it works in sports radio. It'd be like, you know, we're good, but pretty much everyone else, the productivity level is so low anyway. Look, from a sports calendar perspective, the longer the NFL goes, the closer we are to the other two into this. Because if the Royal season's over by May or June, and again, fine, then at least back up. And then if the football season ends, in the Chiefs' case, by borderline March every year, cool. Well, then conference tournaments and the NCAA tournaments right around the corner, and then the first week season where there's hope again, psych through. It's lining up pretty well for us, I guess, is the point. The Chiefs schedule, I know we'll talk more about just how it laid out here in just a second. One thing we didn't do, I was surprised. We did this last year. I think first thing out of the I was surprised we didn't do it. Win total? Give me your early win total. It doesn't have to be the one you stick to in September. The day before the Chiefs play, that Thursday, when we make our official win total predictions for the Chiefs, the ones that will be held to a standard to. What is your you look at the schedule, this is the win total, these are the losses just based on looking at it.
Yeah, I mean,
gut reaction.
Yeah, I mean, gut reaction looking at the schedule. 13 wins again. I mean, I think 13-4.
Did you have him at 12 last year?
And we
had him at 13?
12 going in, yeah.
Or Nick had him at like 11.
I don't remember.
He had the Chargers division, remember?
So
yeah,
what's 14?
He had the Chargers winning. No, I mean, how can you not say more than 12 at minimum at this point with this regime? And
who are the 4 losses?
The 4 losses. I mean, on the surface, I think between the Bills and Bengals, that's one's happening there. I'll just go with the trend. I'll keep the Bills. Whatever reason, regular season, it's the Bills Super Bowl. They'll come into Arrowhead, they'll win that game. It doesn't matter.
No, what's the bad team they'll lose to, though? They lose to one bad team every year.
So I actually...
Minnesota Vikings on the road.
They're not bad.
I don't know how bad they are. They won 13 games last year.
But they stink, and we know it. We know that they're
Broncos.
I don't think...
You're calling for the Broncos loss?
They lost to the Colts last year, who had the 4th overall in the draft.
So
I lose to a lousy team every year.
I think one of the losses will be the Chargers.
Okay.
Those games are always
I'd say
extremely.
A split.
So
That's fair.
I think the Chargers and Bills are 2 of them. I got to come up with 2 more. I'm with Nick that there's always a surprise. Last year,
so pick a bad team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't the opener. Chiefs are not losing the home opener to.
Who is the worst team?
I don't think it's 13 wins.
The worst team on schedule.
Broncos, probably.
They lose at the Patriots on December 18th.
Ooh, that is a not
because the Patriots floor. Even if the Patriots are bad, they'll still win an 8. Yeah.
So Chargers for one of them, Bills for the other, Patriots for the third. The fourth one, I mean, it's not crazy. Just the Eagles.
Yeah, I would lean Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, and then I'll say Vikings. There's just some dumb road game for 5 games into the season.
I hate to do this because Pete Sweeney was scheduled.
He was.
And was confirmed to join us at 11 o'clock. He's on the show. He comes on all the time. He provides us great insight. But it's 11:14. Pete said he needed a couple more minutes. I said, "Are you ready yet?" And he said, "Nope, I need more time." I'm going to tell you this right now, guys.
How much more time?
It doesn't matter. This guy thinks his time is more important than ours.
Wow.
Pete Sweeney is officially big-timing us.
That's tough.
He said he'll still join us later, but he's like, I need more time.
Wait, later? Like just
more
fake?
time than we've already given him?
How many times did he try that video?
Here's what this nerd has to say. He's like, I need to get clarity on the Chiefs' primetime games. What clarity?
I'll tell you when
Sunday Night Football starts at 7 or thereabouts. Same thing with Monday Night Football. Same thing with Thursday Night Football. Turn on TV and watch the freaking Pete. It's not that hard. When you make a commitment to come on our show at 11 o'clock, you come on our show at 11 o'clock.
So, do we get Pete before noon?
At this point, I don't know.
Is he going to come on this show today? Can you promise me that?
Yes, he will come on the show. And when he does, we better hold his feet to the fire. He thinks, man, he's just like, he doesn't think our show's important enough, clearly.
I don't think he's going to make to another show.
He's sending me shots of the Zoom, like, look at all these important people, like NFL, big-time NFL writers who he's seen on the, like, I think he just wants to rub elbow with the NFL elites. He's trying to go national.
Oh, that's it. He's like future big timing us.
What if
He'd like to be able to big time us more, so he's gotta sit with the Mucks at the NFL in order to be able to do that. That way, he can do what other big time people have done to the show, which is, oh, sorry, I got to go record a podcast. Don't have the time to be on this show right now.
If Pete
I'm a national NFL voice.
What happens if we find out in the next 45 minutes Pete ends up on another show in another market?
No, he'll get the Michael Lombardi.
Yeah.
He'll get the Michael Lombardi and he'll get banned.
We're going to ban Pete?
Yes. If he
He's tried it one time, and that's if he stole you after he stole Serta.
Listen, here's what...
And you're already working at part-time, so
here's
it's
what
already
he wants to do.
On the razor's edge.
Here's what he wants to do. I bet you he wants to ask the question call, and then he wants the Peter Kings and the Mike Florios to be like, good question from that Pete guy. Wonder what his deal is. He's big time in us. For a national conference.
Is it a suit jacket?
Probably.
National conference call?
Probably.
Suit and tie?
We'll find out. We can ask him all this when he don't even want his opinion on the schedule anymore. Hey, how about this, Pete? Stop worrying about the NFL schedule and start worrying a little bit more about your own personal schedule.
Maybe we could...
I don't appreciate being jerked around like this.
Wow.
And as the producer of this show, like I fight for you guys. I'm not going to let somebody do this to you.
I appreciate that. There's repercussions.
Absolutely.
It's one thing you need 17 minutes, maybe soon be 45 minutes late.
The clock's ticking. 11:17.
And just a peel behind the curtain. It's not like you said, Pete, we have to do it at 11. He could have said at a different time yesterday.
Yep.
He could have said, I need to do noon. And we would have all said, of course, Pete. We understand you're a busy person and have things going on. But instead, he do 11. And then with how much notice would you say he gave you that he canceled on us?
5 minutes.
I had teased that he was coming next. And in the middle of the break, he bailed in the middle of the break. We already teased. We all know the rule. You can change the schedule before the tease. We've been teased, man. Come on.
To gain clarity on the primetime situation. That sounds pretty vague to me.
Is there like just be clear, does that mean there's like there's an entire conference call amongst NFL media members just to talk about primetime game numbers?
Hey, it seems like there's an email.
I would just start there. There's just no way. Just let somebody else. Like, I get it. Some people want to be newsbreakers. This one doesn't need to be broken by
giving
anybody.
us suggestions for punishment.
Okay.
So how about we take away Pete's intro? He doesn't get the intro back.
Wow.
Custom intro. He doesn't get it, of course.
I mean, that's swift and harsh punishment.
What about for one of his appearances during the season, now his dad gets to do it, but also to embarrass
his name as well. Have his number? Dude, text him right now.
Get him on the show.
Text Pete's dad. You know what? Now that I realize it, we've been accepting a second-rate Pete Sweeney this whole time. We go to the OG. We'll say, hey, Pete, we don't need you. We don't need you. We got the real Pete Sweeney on today. How do you have Pete Sweeney's father's brother?
He's a regular listener of 6 Sports Radio.
You might be listening right now.
Could be. If so, you have, and he's gone on Jay Binkley's show.
Have you texted him?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So we'll see if we can get the other.
If Pete June have time for us, maybe Pete Senior will.
All right, let's get to the trash of the day.
Trash of the day.
All right, we know that we've talked a lot about how he has a hamburger from McDonald's in his life, which is so amazing. This story, what about chicken nuggets, right? You've had a chicken nugget? Cody, you've had a chicken McNugget. Who hasn't had a McNugget at some point in their life? When was your first McNugget, do you think?
I was probably a kid. I don't know. 4?
That's my answer, too?
No, you're 3.
3?
Yeah. I know he's had nuggets.
Yeah, I kids by the time they were 3.
Okay. I bring this up because there was a lawsuit recently, and it got all settled in Fort Lauderdale, where McDonald's was ruled that they were at fault after a hot chicken McNugget from a Happy Meal fell on a little girl's leg, caused second-degree burns.
Ooh, man, that's a hot nugget.
You have children, so I'm curious how you feel about this. Here's the story. One of the mother of the daughter testified that she bought Happy Meals for her son and then 4-year-old daughter at a drive-thru window at a McDonald's near Fort Lauderdale. She handed them to her children who were in the back seat. After she drove away, her daughter started screaming. The mother testified she didn't know what was wrong until she pulled over the car to help her daughter. She saw the burn on the girl's leg, took photos on her iPhone, which included audio clips of the child screaming. The sound of the girl's screams were played in court.
Wait a minute.
Lawyers for McDonald's know the food had to be hot to avoid salmonella poisoning. The nuggets were not meant to be pressed between a seatbelt and human flesh for more than 2 minutes. The girl's parents sued, saying the McDonald's and the franchise owner failed to adequately train employees. They claimed that the temperature was hotter than it needed to be to cook the food. And the case, the jury awarded, let's see, I don't know if we have a dollar amount here. Initially asked McDonald's for $20,000 to cover hospital expenses. Judge later reduced it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. This woman should be in jail.
She's going to make sure that you never get a super hot nugget.
So you cover a lot of these stories in Trash today. It's like so-and-so is suing someone over something ridiculous. I always want the person who's suing to go to jail. I want this mom to go to... The fact that your kid got burned by a chicken nugget and you thought to yourself, like, we need to sue. I need to hire a lawyer. I need to file a lawsuit. I'm going to go to court over your kid touching a hot nugget. You belong in jail.
I think that I would have just been like, oh my God, I can't believe I let my kid's leg got burned by a chicken nugget. Suing is nothing
for you.
Yes.
Like that's my it's awful. The girl suffered second-degree burns. I mean, that's a real thing. That's not fake here. But the McNugget, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. And you would have said you would have obviously been awful that your daughter got burned. You wouldn't have immediately sue. I don't think. Sounds like.
One time, when my niece, she's 6 now, she was probably 3, and my brother-in-law was cooking beans on the stove, and he was transferring them from the frying pan to the plate or whatever, and he dropped a bean, and it hit my niece right in the forehead.
She just had a burn in the middle?
But it was the perfect shape of a bean on her forehead.
And you felt bad because every day you had to look at it.
Yeah.
I was on watch when my kid broke her leg, and I was like, oh, God, this is on me, isn't it? Just walking. When anything weird. Here's the thing. You're either litigious or you're not. In high school, I broke my ankle one-on-one in basketball against a teacher after convincing me that they called many times to make sure we weren't going to sue. My dad's response to that was, he chose to play the basketball game against this person, right? Yeah, okay, that's probably on him. Like, that's not on the teacher for... He was playing and got himself hurt. Who's at fault here?
Well, it's just like
the person who broke their own ankle playing in a game,
we all know,
taking it too seriously?
We all know, like, was in the 90s the woman that sued McDonald's for the hot coffee, right, and had really terrible burns and injuries. And so that's why on every coffee and stuff now it says Kosh hot and all that kind of stuff. So are we now going to have on the McNuggets, on the packaging, are we going to have like a damn lock? You got to open the damn key before you give it to your children?
Did you say this? I'm looking at the lawsuit now. They're alleging that the child is, quote, disfigured.
What?
Yes.
Second-degree burn.
Yeah, she's disfigured.
Well, I didn't see that.
As if she has been, like, subject to, like, a nuclear explosion. She's, like, her eyes hanging out of her socket because of the hot nugget.
So it's their job as a parent to make sure the food isn't hot before their kids touch it. So they just, like, throw the Happy Meal in the back seat and said...
Okay, so Pete Sweeney's dad has responded to my text.
Okay.
Said... I don't know if I'm allowed to. It's up to you guys. So I'm not sure if Pete Sweeney's trying to silence Big Sween.
He said it's up to us, though.
It's up to us.
If we allow him to, then he's allowed to.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're allowing it. So what's the difference?
I mean, if we can't get young Pete, why wouldn't we get Big Pete?
He says, okay, call me. So
did you ask him if he has any thoughts on the schedule release?
I didn't, but I figure we could get any of his thoughts, including those on his son.
Let's go to break, and then we can do it next.
Okay. I just sent you his number, so.
Okay.
All right, we'll work on that. We'll get back into some Chiefs football, and we'll get into now what is the full schedule, including it sets up nicely for Kansas City.
There's Kelsey to the end zone.
Cody and Gold brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com. Don't miss the Chiefs Red Half Hour every day at 11:30 on your official broadcast partner of the Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Jeff, the CEO of Promenic Restorative Men's Health, and I'm excited to announce the opening of Heartland Men's Health right here in Kansas City. As a Promenic affiliate, Heartland Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols which are shown in medical studies to be effective in nearly 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help you get the results that you want. So Heartland Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options and even treatment combinations to get you back on track. You may even find you performing like you haven't in years. So call Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandhealth.com.
Your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, levies, audits, or already in a pay plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax bill, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-341-3137. If you or your business owe back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-341-3137. 800-341-3137. That's 800-341-3137.
Diamonds Direct invites you to join us as we celebrate all the moms in our lives. This Mother's Day, we're giving Mom more to say thank you for all she does. With every fashion jewelry purchase of $2,500 or more, we'll give Mom a free customizable diamond initial pendant valued at nearly $800. We've put together an exceptional collection of meaningful gifts for any budget. The perfect heirloom pieces to pass down to the next generation of moms. Birthstone rings, stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. This year, she deserves a gift that keeps giving, and at Diamonds Direct, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come. Now's a great time to upgrade her diamond studs or pendant with Diamonds Direct's unmatched 110 upgrade. Diamonds Direct help you find that remarkable gift that says, cheers, Mom, for all you do and for who you are. Diamonds Direct. Get locations and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
Hello, I'm Greg Figueroa.
And I'm David Figueroa. Over 30 years ago, my brother Greg and I set out on a mission to offer the world a better hot sauce.
That's right, we made Melinda's thicker, hotter, and ordinary hot sauce.
And now we have 32 exciting and delicious sauces that hot sauce fans are obsessed with, like our ghost pepper sauce, our Thai sweet chili, and our best-selling black truffle hot sauce.
Melinda's also has 5 spicy ketchups made with real sugar and no added junk like high fructose corn syrup. People ask David and I, what makes Melinda so good? Easy. We think like chefs do. Instead of burning someone with hot peppers and vinegar, we use fresh plant-based ingredients and the finest chili peppers, perfectly blended to set your mouth on flavor. Melinda's is proud to be the official hot sauce of the AT&T Byron Nelson. We make 32 craft peppers thicker, hotter, and better. Find them in a grocery store near you at melindas.com. That's melindas.com. melindas.com.
Join me this Saturday at Midwest Marine Boat Company, where they're celebrating a brand new location now open in Grandview, Missouri. That's this Saturday, May 13th from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. They're having a huge sale after receiving 6 truckloads of new Bennington pontoon boats. Never before seen deals as low as $29,995 for a Bennington pontoon boat. How about the first 10 customers will get an additional $2,000 off and find as low as $225 per month at the all-new Midwest Marine Boat Company location in Grandview.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Ellie, who keeps stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This feels good!
Why does he feel good? Water he needs. Now you can catch the feels of a Navien tankless hot water heater. Imagine all the hot water you want for as long as you need. No wasting money and energy. No more cutting that shower short. Just hot water all the time, every time. So feel good. so good with a Navien tankless hot water heater. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com to learn more.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together an information guide that reveals these secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
I used to get frequent heartburn at night. So Prilosec like OTC part of my morning routine.
1 pill in the morning, 24 hours, 0 heartburn with Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn relief.
Warmer with occasional thunderstorms. High today 85.
Weather to you by Staples. Stores are a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore more at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit GetJimCome.
This report is brought to you by Charles River Labs. Discover the difference. This is Charles River Labs is a visionary leader in the development and delivery of advanced drug therapies. Be part of a team that is focused on improving global health while providing a culture of teamwork, diversity, and sustainability. This is your moment. Opening soon in Overland Park. Learn more at jobs.criver.com.
Vern here to remind you, Royals, 1 hour before first pitch every game day, I give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to the game. It's the pitch. You can hear that, the On Deck Show, every Royals game, and every post-game show on your phone, tablet, or smart speaker with the Odyssey app. And if you ever miss a show, just check out the podcast, All Things Vern. I join us good morning, Mondays at 8 a.m. Cody and Gold, Wednesdays at 12:30, and every Friday with CDOT on the Drive. Your home for Royals baseball in Kansas City is 610 Sports Radio.
Pete Sweeney, 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 Pete Sweeney.
We were obviously disappointed Pete Sweeney couldn't join us to start the hour. It's really unacceptable. We did find Pete Sweeney to call into the show, though. Pete Sweeney joins us here on Cody and Gold. Hello, Pete.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Pete, since you are the Pete Sweeney who's available and a senior, the senior level of Pete, what are your thoughts on your schedule? Are they going to know?
I think they might go about maybe 14-3, just to throw in that. So
that feels like a good number, right? 14-3. Hey, it seems, just generally speaking, as someone named Pete Sweeney who does this for a living, when you make a schedule or an appointment to meet with someone, how good are you at keeping said appointment?
I usually am 5 minutes early for the most part, but I think Pete gets that from his mom, the lateness part.
See, I think now he's honestly, Pete. I think Pete Sweeney has completely just moved on from his time commitment today. It's one thing 5 minutes late. I think he's up.
I texted him to clear this with him, and he didn't get back to me.
Wow, he's ignoring his father now. Huh.
Well,
I think he really might think he's the real Pete Sweeney now.
The best news about this is that no matter what, you have Pete Sweeney's of the world's back. One Pete Sweeney doesn't keep commitment, the other Pete Sweeney can step in.
I guess I could be put on emergency call if necessary.
I guess the only other thing to ask about the Chiefs right now is the wide receiver room going to be okay? Because that's something we might have asked Pete Sweeney. Now we get to ask the Pete Sweeney Sr.
Well, I've been saying all along, since the Giants gave up on my man Cody last year and brought him in, they should be just fine, being that I'm the only one in Kansas City with a Kadarius Toney jersey.
Perfect.
Wow.
There it is. The lead member of the Kadarius Toney fan club.
And the new Pete Sweeney on this show.
Hey, Pete, really appreciate you calling in.
Okay, no, you called me, so.
No, I'm understanding.
You correct.
You called in. We appreciate it. You called in, Pete. We're going to hang out. We hate that. He called us. He definitely called us. He's Pete. That was Pete Sweeney.
That was Pete Sweeney,
our Chiefs insider.
So
from
he's been given
non-arrowhead.com.
He's given explicit direction, I believe, by to not call in anymore because when I was putting him on the air, he goes, "No, I've been told I can't call in anymore." He goes, "I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this." I said, "It's fine. It's fine. The ban." He goes, "I've been banned." I go, "No, the ban's been lifted. You're fine."
The ban's been lifted. We talked to Pete, even though we didn't. We just are
Pete that matters. We talked to a respectful Pete.
Look, if you want bans,
prompt Pete, a punctual Pete.
I like you hear him. He said 5 to 10 minutes early, never late, under any circumstance. Is the original Pete Sweeney.
I guess punctuality doesn't run in the family.
That's a good point. Boy, then he blamed his wife, blamed Pete's mom for the lateness.
Yeah.
Are you you're not on time, Nick? I mean, you showed up to things on time.
I am.
I know Gold is.
To be late is to be forgotten.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's talk about the schedule a little bit because it goes out and look, 6 primetime games. You get 7 3:25 late kickoffs. You get the 1 noon game on Christmas Day, and then really only 1 true normal noon game. Like I'll call it just the old school classic. That's week 2 against Jacksonville, and then there's 8 standalone games overall that are included for the Chiefs. I mean, this is what happens when you are Super Bowl champs and you have Pat to face the marquee franchise in the league. I love the way the schedule lays out. I mean, one, I just think as a fan, even talking about the difficulty, which we can get through a couple of stretches that are interesting, including multiple division games in a row, Cody. But I just think, selfishly, if you're like me who enjoys watching other games as well on Sunday and you feel like you want to have a good grasp of the entire league as much as the Chiefs as well, the fact that there's only the 1 noon game really is incredible. I'm thrilled. Seriously. I love the fact that there's 1 noon game. I can watch all these other NFL games, Red Zone channel, whatever it may be, at noon, and then enjoy the Chiefs at 3:25 or the 7:15 at night kickoff on Sunday night or on Monday Night Football. So I think it's a great schedule for fans, actually. I know there's some people that have season tickets that reached out, were a little upset, that say, they like the noon game.
Because they can get up at 7 a.m. They can do the stuff they can do for dinner on Sunday night before work on Monday. That part of it is a challenge because so many of them there's multiple Thursday night football games, there's multiple Monday night games, there's all these Sunday night games. So you're getting home pretty late, Gold, right? You can't take every Monday morning off at your job if you're most people, which means you are kind of stuck in this rut. Standalone games is insane. To think about the fact that half of their schedule, they will be the only game playing. Yeah, Gold, if you're just a fan of NFL football, and I think if you're a fan of the Chiefs, you're just generally an NFL fan, that half of the time, the only game you'll even have to pay attention to is Kansas City. Because the truth is, if you and I, especially for work purposes, we're watching the Chiefs game, that's it. People watching the Chiefs game, that's all they're watching. They're missing out on all the other action that might be taking place, any other thing that might be happening in the NFL, back and forth with the Chiefs games on. So even from like a local TV perspective, you think they'd be a fan. But I'll tell you, I like the noon games. I'm with some of the fans. I like a good mix. I'm fine with all the prime time, understanding why the Chiefs are on it. But in the end, I wouldn't mind 3, 4 noon games. A normal, standard, here we go, walk into the regular NFL season. Might be because I know that I'm the red zone card that you or Carrington or some others are. Or it's not that I don't watch it, it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's that there are times when like just a standard noon Sunday game feels right. Feels like when I'm supposed to be watching football, if that makes sense in some ways. And it is a more convenient time. Every NFL time is less convenient to watch football than that one. 3:25 is a weird part of the game, weird part of the day. That's when you were an old Chiefs fan, you watch every game at noon. That time. That 3:25 game, that was the